Was there, before you had that moment of clarity there, was there at all any of that, the kind of the, like you described when you were in your program, was there any of that discomfort at all that preceded that when you first showed up there? Were you, or did it, what did it immediately, was it immediately comfort and immediately like, this is the, the rainbow color started showing up?
It was not immediate. It was very much the same as that first couple days on the bus. What the fuck am I doing here? Holy shit. What did I get myself into? I can't believe I put myself in this position. I do not want to be here. If you hear somebody describe me how I walked into that event, the first day, 2 days of it, whatever it was, and I was literally hiding. I was in the chair, slumped, legs out in front of me, kind of teenager, like, I can't be bothered to be here, hoodie pulled over my head, like that was the vibe that I was giving off when I stepped into that event. So as much as I said yes and I showed up, I wasn't really willing when I showed up. And it was over the course of a couple days, and being in that group of men and what was being expressed, similar to being on the bus, being in that group of people and in the energy and the feeling of what they were talking about and what they were feeling as they were talking about it, that created a catalyst and an access for me to be able to find that within myself. And so same here, other men are feeling what they're talking about, having their very visceral experience that they're sharing very vulnerably. And that vulnerability creates the access point to then have the internal experience and recognition. And it was through that I came to, recognize, holy shit, there's another way to live life. And it's not just go to Africa, go to Asia, go to the outback, how do they live life differently, on, wherever. It's like, how can I do, how can I do emotions differently? How can I, my identity, myself, who I see myself as, what's possible, all of those things can be done differently. So let me take that lens and focus it here instead of searching for somebody else who's going to give me the answers to tell me who I am and the right way to do things and where to invest my money and what month I should sign the contract so it's in alignment with the right stars, or like instead of grasping for somebody to give me a truth because I don't believe in myself or trust myself, how do I work on myself to the point where I can trust my own internal compass? And yeah, I can be informed by other people and things they might see or feel or have to offer up. But at the end of the day, I trust in my own discernment, my own knowing, my own feeling about things. I didn't have that before, an internal trust. I would sooner trust somebody else with my life than I would trust myself with it. Because deep down, I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel lovable. I didn't feel like I was good enough. And so there was a doubt, even though there was also that other piece of me that had been through all those near-death experiences that knew that I was here for something bigger. But there was still a part of me that doubted even that voice. And so it was this constant back and forth of knowing that I was built for something more and doubting that I was built for something more.
Wow.
And ultimately that knowing that there's something bigger, there's something more, what I would say is my soul, ultimately that voice spoke the loudest, or that was the one that I was able to follow through the doubts and through the fears and, the hesitation and all of that stuff. And, now there are hundreds at least of men that I could reach out to that would say I've had a profound impact in their life, that maybe I saved their life or that I saved their marriage, or that, and I don't take the credit for that. They would offer that up and I played a role in supporting them, but ultimately they did the work and they had to be courageous and they had to be willing and they had to show up and all of the credit is for them. But my lack of willingness to accept hiding out and the knowing that I needed to do something else, to keep going, to put myself out there, to maybe travel the world, to travel internally, to go beyond what's comfortable, to keep going in that journey of exploration, ultimately brought me to a place where all the things that I used to not be proud of and have shame and regret about and wish didn't happen are now the very things that make me relatable and that give guys a foothold to be able to recognize that they can make changes themselves. And here's what it might might look like. And, here's what it takes, and to be able to believe in themselves and, get to that place for themselves where they then become the inspiration for somebody else to do that, whoever they're interacting with and being honest and vulnerable with.